Stupidity, brutishness, deceit, and fear are the four psychological cores of Xi Jinping's wolf warrior diplomacy. The public declaration by Sanae Takaichi that a contingency in Taiwan means a life-or-death crisis for Japan enraged the Chinese Communist Party. The entire Chinese society, from top to bottom, erupted in curses and threats. Xue Jian, the Chinese Consul General in Osaka, even hysterically shouted that he would cut off Sanae Takaichi's dirty head. Along with the shouting and threats, more than half of the flights between China and Japan were suspended, the number of Chinese travelers to Japan dropped by more than half, and many foreign trade transactions have already been declared terminated. All of this is the victorious outcome of Xi Jinping's wolf warrior diplomacy, a kind of punishing oneself 3 cups. Some media commentators have even predicted that China and Japan are on the verge of war. This latest statement from the Japanese Prime Minister vividly demonstrated Xi Jinping's wolf warrior diplomacy in its full ferocity, but it also exposed the four psychological cores of Xi's wolf warrior approach: stupidity, brutishness, deceit, and fear. In fact, these four words, stupidity, brutishness, deceit, fear, were first used by the late Qing diplomat Xue Jian in his sorrowful reflection on late Qing diplomacy. Borrowing them today to describe Xi Jinping's wolf warrior diplomacy is extremely accurate and fitting. The reason Takaichi's remarks triggered a tsunami of public outrage in China, along with extreme and erratic behavior, is all thanks to Xi Jinping's stupidity. This is not choosing a strong diplomatic posture, but foolishly ignoring China's dire internal and external circumstances, pushing China onto the fire. Some say this is a deliberate diversion from the domestic economic cliff fall, but in reality, when a hungry person shouts and then still has nothing to eat, they become even hungrier. This is not diversion but pouring oil on the fire, and the ones burned are not the Japanese, but the Chinese people. A smart response would be to cool things down, extinguish the flames, and reassure the people who are crying out for help. But Xi Jinping does the complete opposite. He keeps fanning the flames and acting with sheer brutishness. Does he intend to go down in mutual destruction, to burn himself to death? Xi himself does not dare. Xi Jinping believes that by stirring up a nationwide frenzy of threats, Japan will cower, the stomachs of hundreds of millions of pink patriots will be full, and society will stabilize. He imagines that diverting public attention is a clever trick and wants to use deception to reverse China's internal and external crises. But he does not realize that playing with fire burns oneself, creating even more chaos and making society increasingly unstable. When the situation becomes even more unmanageable, Xi once again reveals his mentality of fear. He wants to act like a true hooligan but lacks the heroic resolve to break the cauldrons and sink the boats. In the end, he only creates trouble and embarrassment for himself, slapping his own face and swallowing the humiliation. Pitiful, hateful, and laughable.